Episode 64, Leaving Security of a Day Job for the Uncertainty of Entrepreneurship. Welcome to the Gayla Scrivener Show. I am certainly glad you're here today. You're in the right place if you're looking for ideas and inspiration to start and grow your own small business. Just because you're a small business owner doesn't mean you think small. On the contrary, you think big. I broke away from the 9-to-5 grind and stifled by a cubicle to create a work-from-anywhere lifestyle. Having the freedom to work from practically anywhere is such a cool feeling. But here's the thing though, it doesn't happen overnight, and it doesn't happen without work. But all the time and effort, the learning and the stretching is so worth it. Every week in this podcast, I'm sharing my experiences that I've had in growing my business and achieving the work-from-anywhere lifestyle. You too can experience wonderful adventure and freedom as you live life on your own terms, as you build your freedom business. Be proud to be small, yet think big. Now lately, I've had several conversations with different people here and there, and the subject seems to be stemmed around security and how it's hard to leave their day job because of the security that they feel. More specifically, each individual told me that they wanted to leave their day jobs, but can't leave the security of knowing they have their consistent paycheck. Some say they can't leave because they need their health insurance. I get it. I absolutely do. I was there. I thought the same thing and felt stuck in staying at a job where eventually I would become burnt out and long to do something different. And eventually that job was no more. Today, I'm going to share what I was going through during my transition from my day job and what, in hindsight, I really should have done. Today's show is for you if you are frustrated right now in your day job and want to leave, but don't know what to do. It's also a show for those of you who may have already started something, but it's a little bit slow, and you say to yourself that you'll be leaving your day job, but you're staying. Your day job is holding you back. You may have started your own business on the side, but you aren't actively working on it because you feel your day job gets in the way. Now, let me get something straight. There is absolutely nothing wrong for working for someone else. In fact, I appreciate the time that I have worked for other companies. I loved the experience during that time in my life. That was perfect for me. I also appreciate my staff and anyone who helps my company reach our goals. And I'm very appreciative of that. But if you find yourself consistently complaining about working for someone else and say that someday you'll have your own business, or find yourself wishing more and more that you could work for yourself, instead of complaining and wishing, you have it within you to just start. I was worried about leaving the security of my job, so I didn't do that for a long, long time. I even clung to the very, very end, avoiding getting started with my own thing because I had it in my head that I needed to be 100% 24/7 dedicated to that company, even though my hours and my paycheck were decreasing as I was fulfilling my last duties of closing down that company. Now, jobs aren't a sure thing. I don't have to tell you that. You know things change. Companies downsize. They get bought out. People get laid off. There are times when working for any company, there is a sense of uncertainty as to whether you'll be able to keep your job or not. There are ups and downs in that feeling of security. But you're resilient. I was resilient. We just know that we can find another job. We're confident in ourselves with that. You've done it before and you'll do it again. But there's something different about making the transition of working for someone else and finding that next job than being your own boss. I was living in this down cycle of a company and having to break the news to many individuals that their job was being eliminated. Telling them the news was not only affecting them, but also their families. I felt terrible. I was breaking their security that they felt. It felt like I was breaking a promise. I had been managing offices for a long time and have had to let people go from time to time, but mainly it was because of performance issues. And maybe they weren't showing up for work or they weren't suited for the job they were hired to do. Letting people go because they weren't meeting expectations is so different than letting people go because even though they were doing a fantastic job, the office is simply closing. I had always been taught that jobs are not forever and to be prepared for change. And don't take it personally when you're let go, but use the experience to find another job. I was taught that no job is completely secure and that it would be up to me and only me to do the work to either get promoted or to find the next job that would move me along my career path. So now, during this time in my life that I was faced on telling people, great people, that they won't have a job in a matter of a few days or a couple of weeks, it was heart-wrenching. But you know what was even more difficult? Because of my position, I knew for months ahead of time, their lives were going to be turned upside down, and I couldn't tell them. I had to keep this secret because it wasn't in the plan to tell them until it was closer to time to actually close the doors. You see, the owners and I knew that we needed those great employees to perform. We needed to get a job done, and we needed those people. If we told them too soon, then they may jump ship, which was perfectly natural. But how on earth can you hire someone new to a position when they knew that the doors were going to be closing very shortly anyway? It was in the strategic plan of closing to keep many things secret because we still had a job to do. It was all about the timing and communication to let these folks know. And these types of communications happen all the time in organizations. You may have this false sense that your job is secure, but like I said, companies are having these conversations all the time, and you're not privy to it. No job is secure. You know that. I know that. You know that things happen, and sooner or later, you may be faced in looking for something else or something new to earn a living. So if you truly want to branch out and do something for yourself, stop with the excuse of, I can't because of the security of my day job. Having your day job and the benefits like health insurance, a steady paycheck, and the day-to-day experiences is a perfect scenario to start your own thing right now before the ball is dropped into your lap that you'll have to move on. Wouldn't it be better if you could make the change yourself? You have created the security of going into your boss and saying, I'm ready to go and move on. Do you truly want to create your own lifestyle business? Do something completely different and have the freedom to live on your own terms? Then you need to be completely honest with yourself. What's the real reason that's stopping you? Most of the time, I know what we really are saying to ourselves when we say things like, I really want to start my own thing, but I can't. It isn't the fact that you're scared of leaving the security of the consistent paycheck, because you know that there is always the possibility that you're going to have to find a new job. What it really, really boils down to, if you're completely honest with yourself, it's the fear of failing, the underlying doubt in believing in yourself that you can truly make it work. That's really it, isn't it? Afraid of the risk of doing something different. What if you fail? You're saying out loud things like, well, what about health insurance? What about the weekly paycheck? Maybe when the kids are out of school, or maybe when the kids are done with college, that's when I'll start. But what you're really saying is that you're scared of the unknown. You're scared of your capabilities of making it out on your own. We come into different seasons of our lives. We want different things at different times, but we're scared to take the leap and simply stay miserable in a situation because we convince ourselves we need this so-called security. And what is security really? Depending on someone else to feel secure seems very foreign to me. I believe it's up to me to create the life and the security I want, whether I am working for someone else or whether I'm working for myself. It's up to me to create that security. Here's a suggestion. You should try looking at possibilities and opportunities instead of obstacles. You want to quit your day job? What does it take to do it? Be strategic about it. What's your biggest obstacle? Let's give this as an example. Are you saying to yourself, I can't start because I need my health insurance? How on earth am I going to afford health insurance if I am not working for XYZ company? Because they provide the health insurance. Now, I'm not going to get into my opinion of the state of our healthcare system. No, I'll keep my opinions to myself. But we can all agree that it's all messed up, and there's no easy answer or solutions coming in the short term. So instead of grumbling about it and using it as an excuse of not creating a lifestyle you want, just work with the system we have. I'll be honest with you, I was spoiled for much of my medical career. My employers covered much, if not all, of my healthcare premiums. I was fortunate and didn't even use it much, but I was glad to have the benefit. Maybe that's something that's stopping you. You're afraid that your healthcare premiums will be so high that you can't afford to leave. Well, just find out. Really, do the math. Contact an insurance agent and find out what truly is the cost of premiums for you. When you have the number to work with, instead of being scared by the number, be educated. You'll be able to do the math and make a plan. See the number as a goal, as an opportunity. Maybe you'd make the shift of finding a different job that's part-time, that's only covering that premium, while you are using the other time to build your business. There's opportunity there. If you're continually thinking that everything is an obstacle and stopping you from starting instead of a challenge that's waiting for you to uncover the opportunity, then quite frankly, you're going to have a hard time creating a lifestyle you want. Working for yourself may appear easy when you're stuck in the trenches in a job that you hate, or you just know that it's a job that you want to quit. But in reality, it's really easier to go in and clock in and collect a paycheck. It's going to be stress and hard work, whether you start your lifestyle business or whether you're going to stay in your job. But you know what? If you're not afraid of the work and you want the satisfaction of great accomplishment and truly creating something that helps others and makes you happy at the same time, you just won't want to go back. In hindsight, I know what I should have done when I started Scrivener Solutions was not to make a sudden leap, but to start things even before my day job was done. You see, I waited for my corporate job to be completely done before I truly started building my virtual assistant business. My path would have been so much easier if I would have gotten started when I had my day job, and I had no excuse except for my mindset. I knew that my days were numbered. I knew my job was coming to an end, and I knew I wanted to have my own business. But I was fuzzy as to what the heck I really wanted to do and where to start, so I didn't. I was scared. I was scared to fail. I didn't start until that fire was put under me, that there was no more steady paycheck, and now I was living off savings. I was faced with the reality of either finding clients for my own and building my own business, or start applying and finding that other job. I know now I should have been working on building my own thing a long time before my last paycheck. But you see, though, When you read all of this stuff about building your business and you're told that you've got to have clarity and you should magically know what direction you need to go and what you need to do. Because I had no idea, I had been doing the same thing for so long, I didn't start any sooner. I didn't have clarity. I didn't have clarity when I started and I had that fire under me. And to be completely honest, there are times right now, several years in, that I'm not clear on my vision, and that's okay. If you truly want to start something on your own, I have complete confidence in you that you can do it and be wildly successful. And you don't have to have everything figured out when you get started. When you have your day job, that is great because you have that constant paycheck so that you have some of these needs fulfilled and you're exploring and figuring out things at the same time. Ultimately, you have to believe in yourself. Recognize that your excuses are just a symptom of fear and believing you can make it happen. And know this, if you are in a day job that you'd like to leave, you are in a wonderful situation. You have wonderful opportunity to take control over your own security and start your own thing now. You have the opportunity to grow a business you like and get it to the point where you can quit your job on your own terms. I know now that's what I should have done well before my last day of my day job. I knew there was a timeline. I should have started my foundation work so much sooner. Now I recognize that timing on things is a reality. Now I'm going to give you an example from years before that I stayed with a job that I was becoming more and more frustrated with, and I stayed with that company because I wanted to be vested in their 401k plan. I didn't want to lose the matching savings that the company was putting in, and if I were to leave the company before, I think I had to be there 7 years, then a certain percentage of the company's matching funds would be removed. Well, I had already been with the company 5 years. I could stay 2 more years so that I could keep my matching fund. And that's what I did. And I was planning for 2 years and exploring different options of my career path before I left. Financially, sometimes it's better to stay at a place for a period of time. And you may be faced with something similar, and you may have a timeline of knowing what you want to keep. So why not start your foundation of your own thing now so that you can build something and not do what I did, start from scratch when there was not a paycheck coming in. It was a sink or swim situation that I had. What I should have done then and what you can learn from my experiences is that you don't have to wait to start your own thing. You can moonlight for yourself now, even if you're fuzzy on exactly what direction you want to go. You can consistently work on building your foundation to grow your own business. You have control over your own life and how you'd like to live it. And if you desire to have a different lifestyle, you have the power to make it happen. Don't hide behind the excuses of needing security. Create your own security. Someone I know through my networking circles had reached out to me and was asking me about some details of a work from anywhere business. He's about 5 years out for retirement from the company he works for, and he wants to downsize and live in a smaller house for about 6 months out of the year, and then he and his wife want to be traveling in an RV and living in a different part of the country for the other 6 months of the year. This is a perfect time for him to start something now, to ease into things, because he's got like 5 years to kind of grow it and transition. He's doing some research on the possibilities. I gave him some resources about work camping and how that works, but I also talked to him about building his own mentoring or consulting type business for his industry because he's got so much experience. And he could shift from being the doer in the company to helping others become successful in the industry that he's such an expert in. He could do that from anywhere and work camp if he wanted to. The diversity of how he could offset his living expenses with a blend of work camping and his consulting income could really fill his needs and desires to stay active and be beneficial to him financially, and his financial well-being. See, he has a timeline, and he's starting now to make things happen for him, and that is fantastic. I get so excited about hearing that. You may not have specific timelines. You may be far off from retirement or don't have kids in school, or your kids are so young and having them out of the nest, so to speak, seems so far away that it seems a little hopeless to move to something different. Well, put a timeline on yourself then. Create the fire under your feet to take action. Don't wait until circumstances happen before you begin. So, okay, we got to this point. Maybe you want to start, but are fuzzy on the direction and are still scared. That's okay. And you are being completely honest with yourself that you're not scared of the lack of security, but you fear that you may fail. Just know this, it's perfectly okay and it's natural. It's natural to be scared about that. It's a big deal, but just get started. What is it that you like to do? And it could be something radically different than the things that you do for your day job. Maybe the thing that you enjoy is a hobby of yours. Is it a craft or an art that you enjoy, that creative outlet? Is it that you know something very good about, I don't know, maybe you're great at creating policies and procedures at your day job. You do it periodically and you're very organized in that. Well, maybe that's something that you can do for other people. Get the word out. Start doing that. Do just a little piece of maybe a responsibility that you have in your day job that you like, that kind of sparks you, and do it on the side. That could become your niche that you could grow. The mistake that most do is wait. We are so conditioned to wait, like I did, whether it was wait until we're vested before applying for another company or wait until the company is completely closed before starting your own thing. Building your own business takes a big investment of your time, your mental brain power, and a lot of effort before you even earn your first dollar. Too often, people leave a job and start a business and are frustrated because they haven't made that mental switch. It's a mental switch of being an employee and expecting a paycheck every 2 weeks into becoming an entrepreneur where you create value. You're so used to being an employee for so long with a steady paycheck, and it's scary. It is scary to solely depend on yourself to generate an income without a ceiling. I mean, when you are working for yourself, there is no ceiling for what your potential is. The possibilities are endless, and you could begin building your foundation of being known for something other than your job. You begin your foundation of your website, creating consistent content with your message through blog posts, videos, or podcasting. You share your message through face-to-face networking, social posts, and email. You spend time on your own thing consistently. You create processes and routines of working on your own business. Sure, I'm going to say it again. You may be fuzzy at first, but remember, that's okay. If you are consistently working on growing your own business, you will gain the confidence you need to begin to believe in yourself that you can do it. You will soon see obstacles as opportunities. Your mindset of your day job will shift. Heck, you may even enjoy your day job even more because you don't feel trapped, because you know that you're working toward something for yourself, that you can take the leap and go into your own business full time. You have more control over your own security. My friend, it's within you to create your own security. I know it is. Don't use your day job as an excuse for not starting and growing your own freedom business. Draw the line in the sand and make deadlines for yourself. You can be strategic as to when you need to take the big leap. You can use your day job to take care of your basic needs, and as you grow your own freedom business, you are perfectly positioned to take that leap and do it full time. Okay, are you lost to what you want to do? You really want to do it, but you're still lost? Just make the decision of what your business will be. Elevate the hobby that you love and set it up to become a full-time gig. What is that one skill at your current job that maybe you can do for others? Start telling people you can help them and just help them. It's the very first thing to do is to decide to act and be committed to your own business. The pieces will fall into place of creating your website, creating your consistent content, networking, social posts, the emails. Those pieces will fall into place one at a time. Well, I'm going to wrap up this week's show. I hope it was helpful for you, and I hope that it has stirred a little fire in you to keep on going if you've already created your business, you're moonlighting, but you have that day job, or if you're just afraid to start. I hope it's lit a fire. If you're perfectly happy for working for someone else, great. I applaud you. But if you find yourself saying, someday I'll be on my own, but you're trapped in your current situation, start taking action now. Finding the courage and the strength to build your own business is sometimes hard. But I know you can do it, and the only thing stopping you is you. You have it within you to gain the confidence in yourself that you can make it on your own. Look at your day job as an opportunity and as a learning experience, a place you need to be during this season of your life. But look ahead at the next chapter and start planting those seeds to grow right now. It's an exciting place to be able to create your own security. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't done so already, I'd love for you to subscribe either on iTunes, Stitcher, or Google Play. Or join me on social. That would be fantastic. I've been hanging out mostly these days on Instagram, and you can find me there at G Scrivener. That's GSCRIVENER. And until next time, I hope you have a fantastic week.